Gervonta Davis lets Ryan Garcia keep $7 million from their bet. Boosie Cringes. Gervonta Davis lets Ryan Garcia keep $7 million from lost bet. Lil Boosie Cringes. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, Gervonta Davis. He recently fought Ryan Garcia. Beat the bejesus out of Ryan Garcia. Beat the brakes off of him. Ryan Garcia has no brakes left. He can't stop. It's just go. Now I'm just playing. But those two guys had a personal bet between each other. And apparently it was for whoever won got to keep the other guy's purse. Now, Ryan Garcia was set to receive $7 million from that fight. And a reporter recently asked Gervonta Davis, it was right after the fight, whether he was going to allow Ryan Garcia to keep the money or is he going to hold him to the bet that they made. And like a G, like a real one, like the cool, down-to-earth guy Gervonta Davis is, but for some reason gets hated on, he laughed it off and said, no, he can keep the money. My question to the community, the few people who still watch the videos, I know that the views are going down because the fight's over. So only the real ones are going to stick around once the fight is over. But for the people who have stuck around, how do you feel about that? Do you as a Gervonta Davis fan or a Gervonta Davis hater, do you look at Davis differently because he let Ryan Garcia keep his money? Also, do you think Ryan Garcia would have held true to the bet? Because it seemed like Ryan Garcia had some real bad blood for Gervonta Davis, and there were a lot of back and forth things that were said, and it just seemed like there was more disdain coming from Ryan Garcia's side. It seemed like Gervonta was just 100% focused on beating Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia's side seemed more like they were downing Gervonta. And I'm not saying Ryan, because Ryan seemed very level-headed about their little beefs and arguments. And every time I saw him in an interview, he always praised Gervonta. So I don't think it was Ryan per se that was leading the charge to down Gervonta. But do you guys feel like if Gervonta would have lost that fight, that Ryan Garcia would have allowed him, and Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins would have allowed Ryan to say, you know what, Gervonta can keep his money, knowing Gervonta is going through what he's going through, knowing he's had to pay all these big fines to avoid jail time and stuff, pay all these lawyers and stuff. Do you think they would have allowed Gervonta Davis to keep his portion of the purse? Or do you think they would have held Gervonta's feet to the fire and said, no, we made a bet, hold firm to your bet, be a man, man up, all that type of stuff? Because Boosie recently gave an interview, and Boosie, although I haven't watched the interview, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I read a little piece of the article, but I didn't read the whole thing. You know, he seemed like, he feels like, from what I did read, that he should have kept, that Gervonta Davis should have kept the money and should have made Ryan Garcia, you know, stand firm to the bet that he made. You know, be a man and stand on the bet that he made. Me personally, I think that's kind of unfair. I think it's unfair to be making bets over purses, period. Because number one, both sides have people they need to pay. You know, and there can be shady things done behind the scenes when it comes to promoters and it comes to payouts. So let's say Gervonta Davis was supposed to get $8 million or $7 million or whatever it is, and he lost the fight. What's stopping your promoter from dipping in that 7 or 8 million? They don't know how much you agreed to take. That, you know, they don't exactly know how much you agreed as far as Ryan Garcia side, that they see it in the whatever's written into the contract, but you might have had other things that the promoter is giving you that they might have held back. You might be getting a percentage of the pay-per-view. You might be getting a percentage of the gate. You might be getting a percentage off of t-shirt sales and all that type of stuff. So what's to say that your promoter wouldn't lie and say, well, we don't owe him $7 million or $8 million. You wouldn't have been able to stop it because you forfeited your portion of the purse, basically. So me personally, I don't think that's fair because, once again, you have people you have to pay. You got trainers, facilities, travel, chefs that you employ during your camps, strength and conditioning coaches that you employ, sparring partners you got to pay. There are a lot of people that have to be paid out of that $7 million. So I don't feel like it's fair to be placing those type of bets when both sides know that a fight is debt until the fight is over with. A fight is debt until it's over with. Everything in life is really debt until you get paid, but a fight is debt until it's over with. So I don't feel like it's fair for either side. And those are grown men. Once again, unless the coaches and stuff are being paid, before the fighters are getting paid, I don't know how they working that out. But me personally, from what I've read in the past, it normally is paid out by the fighter. The fighter pays the coaches after they've been paid. So I don't see why either guy would stipulate that the other guy should have to give up a portion of their purse, because I don't think that's fair in any way. And Lil Boosie, he gets his money different, man. He just goes, puts on a concert for a couple of hours, and he gets paid hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars to do that. So his whole interpretation of the situation, I think, is a little skewed because of the way he gets money. He doesn't actually have to go and get beat up in sparring and tear his body up in training. He just has to go rap a few songs and he gets paid. He might have to do a rehearsal, but that's nothing compared to going through a boxing training camp. So there's no way Lil Boosie, he should even have an opinion about it, because y'all not even in the same arena when it comes to how y'all get y'all money. So for him to say that, we're entertainers and we deserve to, if we make a bet, we deserve to get whatever, that's irrelevant, because both of those guys put in some serious work. And win or lose, you still deserve to get paid. Win or lose, whatever you promise, you deserve to be paid that. And I don't think it's fair for either side to be trying to, take that away from the other side, because, these people have families, they got camps, they got facilities, and all type of future things that they need that money for. So I wouldn't say Ryan or Gervonta deserve to take either guy's purse, because I don't feel like in any way that that's fair. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. I think Bootsy's wrong about this one. Hit that like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely you get a response on the tube. So holler at me over there. If you like the collabo, please feel free to hit my Gmail. It is flockofcards@gmail.com. Once again, that is flockofcards@gmail.com. And we are Manny.
Yo, I pull up in a throwback car, gray 7-8 with the top that's hard. I'm finna paint it back, send it on black tires. Fuck a backseat, it got its own backyard. Niggas act hard, try to put a Mac card. Stunt in front of they dame, they playing back far. Cause they get their ass kicked in front of they chick. And the niggas that they was with dip, ain't that a bitch? Young keys flow under the weather. Come through something real big under the leather. Lil' mama, get your mind out the gutter. I'm talking about that 9, motherfucker. I grind like a hustler, CDs, tapes, the weed, whatever the case may be. I chase that cheese and never ever face the P. Now watch how I lace that beat. Here we go. Niggas know what's up. Sick flow, sick beats, finna blow us up. Thick hoes, thick freaks, finna blow us up. Hit drum, hit sweets, niggas know what's up.
Can't hold me down.
Niggas know what's up.
My click is down.
Niggas know what's up. Yeah, niggas know what's up. Yeah, I pull up with a throwback dime. She say she's 25, she at least 29. But man, them hips on her, lips on her, finna let it rip on her, flip on her, then dip on her. This is for them classy chicks, them undercover nasty chicks, them trashy chicks, ain't scared to flash me quick. Oh, look at that ass, she thick. I can't let you pass me, miss. Off the chain, young keys spitting hot flows off the brain. Holla at me when you're ready to get off the lanes and on some real shit. I'm the one you deal with, feel me? Run game like Diddy in the marathon. Get shitty, drop 50 on the marijuana. Either give me 4 ducks or pearl swans. Young keys, S and I dime. Niggas know what's up. Sick flow, sick beats, finna blow us up. Thick hoes, thick freaks, finna blow us up. Hit drum, hit sweets, niggas know what's up.
Can't hold me down.
Niggas know what's up.
My click is down.
Niggas know what's up. Niggas know what's up.
Take money, money, get money, money is my slogan. I cop what you guys is boasting. My game worldwide like oceans. Getting at these chicks, I leave their brain wide open whenever I'm in motion. I put the pedal to the floor and I'm coasting. Don't be them niggas that are eye shit up.